So the animation shows Chimney Pujala still in the lead, Neutrogena in ghost mode, Gaius not too far behind with just a little bit more wind pressure there. You see Chimney just going into lighter breeze. Out in the east, Renault Capture cutting the corner very slightly. We Are Water and One Planet One Ocean off the Recife closest to the Brazilian coast, and Spirit of Hungary just approaching the equator last night, still quite slowed, but just getting into the southeasterly trades and going across the equator this morning. Looking at the front of the fleet then, there's Neutrogena reappearing just behind Chimney Pujala. Really through the night they were not too far apart, and they're just say on this left turn down towards the Southern Ocean on the edge of the high, and Spirit of Hungary just crossing the equator this morning. So this morning's ranking, Saturday the 17th of January, 9 o'clock this morning, Chimney Pujala are 5 miles ahead of Neutrogena. Neutrogena said that Chimney were just on their bow when we spoke with them. Chimney Pujala just a little bit quicker, 12.3 knots on the speed gun compared with 10.9 for Neutrogena. Gaius Centros Auditivos catching slightly, 80 miles behind, 11.9 knot average over 24 hours compared with 10.3, 10.6 for the top two boats. Renault Capture then cutting the corner slightly. Boat speeds down though, still may have that mainsail track problem, making 7.4 knots. Now we don't know whether that's because they've got lighter breeze or they still have a technical problem. We Are Water and One Planet One Ocean making similar speeds, 12.9, 13 knots, something like that. And Spirit of Hungary into the southeasterly trades, making 6 knots this morning and going quite well.
And they get it because there was a mistake on the system of tracking. So we never been in ghost mode. It was the other way around. They were in ghost mode and we don't. So they knew where we were. In last night we get some clouds. We played the clouds really well, and we were ahead of them for a few miles. And then he find this thing and he changed his sail and come up to us. And obviously we don't knew that happened because we don't get his positions. And this morning was a surprise for us when we see him in the bow. One of the points of the race, we can make a slightly small different move than the Semines. We know what's two options, to sail a little lower or higher and close to the high pressure. So we decided to go to sail higher because we see like some clouds developing close to the high. And it was working okay. The only problem is I noticed this morning we were not in ghost mode. It was the other way around. They were in ghost mode, well, because it was a small problem with the tracker. So that was a big surprise for us when we see this morning them just on the opposite side than we see later in the afternoon yesterday. So they knew what we were doing. So we don't really were in the ghost mode.
Yeah, I know, but I was asking about the decision. Do you have any technical issue or?
You, boss, Alex and Pepe, they are great sailors. They have a good boat, and they were doing a fantastic race, and it's going to be quite different. So I think they were the favorites. They sail really smart, and for sure, if they keep today, they will be ahead of us for a few miles and looking quite good for the Southern Ocean. But unfortunately, you know, this is the kind of a sport, it's a mechanical sport, and that happens. So yeah, we will miss them as well.
We spoke with Guillermo Altadil this morning, a little bit upset because the ghost mode doesn't seem to have worked out perfectly, but they do appear to have been in sight for some of the time and probably would see each other on AIS for a lot of the time. And really there were no big chances to move apart. I think Guillermo talks about moving up to get some cloud activity with a little more pressure. But breeze is very unsettled today as they get through the high pressure. Big changes in direction, a lot of trimming required. Leaders then are into this transition zone, slowed down slightly as they go round the west side of the high pressure. And Neutrogena and Chimney Pujala taking the turn very close to each other, only about 5 miles apart. This transition will lead them down into the northwesterlies. They should go onto the leading edge of a cold front, and they should have great conditions. Potentially, this is the area where records are broken, particularly if you can get on the front of the front, where the seas are flatter. Good wind pressure, so we're going to have to watch that. But it's good to see both the boats so close together. We seem to be assured of a pretty good race into the Southern Ocean. Meantime, Gaius Centros Auditivos about 100 miles behind on the water directly, but they're also kind of on the inside of the curve. They have a slightly better wind pressure. Meantime, they've been going a little bit quicker, but they will also come down into the same wind strengths and wind conditions, and we'll just have to watch and see how they fare as they come round into the high pressure as well. Renault Captur, well, it's difficult to see what's happening with them just now. Particularly, we don't know whether the mainsail track has been repaired, or whether they're sailing with one reef, or whether they just have lighter breeze. But hopefully we'll speak to them shortly, perhaps tomorrow.
This is the zone that we don't know. We have been once here until Salvador for the Mini 2003, but this is one of the reasons to do this sort of races, to discover places and discover new seas.
Okay, next step for you will be Santa Elena. How do you see the situation?
For us, it's a bit complex because we are not experts about this zone and about this meteorological schema. But to be honest, I think that the high is very powerful and it's placed very south. So probably we have to go west and very south by the west. You know that Water is a great boat, and despite not many times to prepare, it has been very well prepared. And despite we have fixed some things, and we have a lot of tools and things to fix, and we hope to fix everything that we break.
So positions 5, 6 and 7 in the fleet today. Well, the big news is Spirit of Hungary coming across the equator into the Southern Ocean at 7:45 this morning. Nandor Fa and Conrad Coleman, a big triumph for them in many respects. Had so little time to prepare, only got on the boat at about a month before the start and sailed it from Trieste down to Barcelona, and really they were working up to the last minute. So getting across the equator, good reason to celebrate today for Conrad and for Nandor Fa. Meantime, One Planet, One Ocean and We Are Water, nice southeasterly trade winds sailing. About 18-20 knots perhaps for We Are Water, dropping away over the course of the day down to 13 or 14, and probably averages more like 12 to 15 for One Planet, One Ocean behind. They're going well, 103 miles between the two of them. We Are Water in front. Other than that, we did speak with Willie Garcia this morning on We Are Water, just talking about the reasons for doing the race, discovering new experiences and new seas. They've been this far south before on the Mini Transat in 2003. Looking at the South Atlantic, well, it's quite complicated for them, but they're really not weather experts, he said, but they'll just go down around the west of the zone and get down to the Southern Ocean.
A really good effort in so far. You know, we'd obviously was first to the Straits of Gibraltar. We were first to the equator, the first through the doldrums. You know, we had exerted a measure of control over the race. You know, we felt we were dominating it, and looking ahead, we only saw the possibility for us to be able to extend. So, yeah, I mean, I felt we were doing an excellent job. I felt that the boat was performing well. I thought Pepe and I were making really great decisions together. Yeah, so I mean, it really adds. I mean, the disappointment would be there anyway, but, you know, it's particularly poignant given the fact that we were able to, you know, we were doing so well and able to, you know, be so confident with our performance. I know our team has been in contact with the supplier of the part. That part has been faxed to the supplier in the months leading up to the start of the race. They've been fully serviced and checked. The material that it's made from sounds to be the right kind of material to use. So I think probably we need to get back. We probably need to get this broken piece tested by a metallurgist, and basically start an investigation. But I don't really see how we could have made sure that this piece wasn't going to break. We're talking about a piece of metal bar, that's 22 millimeters in diameter, that would have been non-destructive tested 2 months prior to the race. So no, Andy, I think actually I'm not sure there's anything we could have done. But until we get this piece checked out by a metallurgist and start an investigation, we're not going to know for sure. I think both of us would like to come back and do it. I think really now we've just got to concentrate on getting the boat to land, getting the boat tied up and secure, finding out what happened, learn from it, and move on. And obviously, for me, we've got a brand new boat in build, and there's plenty of, obviously this is for most people is viewed as a very negative situation. I think there's many ways to view the situation. It's very easy to view it negatively. It does feel very negative at the moment, but one of the positives will be that I'll be able to spend more time than I would have done in the final design and the build and the setup of the new boat. So there's certainly a positive from this, and I think that's something that I'll be looking forward to wading into when I get home.
We spoke with Alex Thompson again this morning. Alex was talking about the particular fitting which had gone. He sounded very down, quite negative this morning. He said that the fitting had been tested about a month before the race, had been back to the manufacturer, and really he's positive. He's looking forward to it's just getting his teeth into the next project, which is his new boat, a new Open 60, Imoca 60 for the Vendée Globe. So this is what Alex had to say.
Situation on the fleet today. Spirit of Hungary just passed this morning equator at 7.45 UTC, so better speed for him, and he can have the trade wind from southeast coming 10 knots, so really good speed to him. He's out of the doldrums. One Planet, One Ocean, and We Are Water are still in a good trade wind from southeast, so good speed for them around Brazil coast. Hugo Boss, it's very close to Salvador de Bahia, 100 miles, and he go with a very speed between 3 and 4 knots. He could be there in 25-30 hours to the coast. Renault Capture, still in good way because he can put his mainsail up. Yesterday, a few technical problems on the mast, but we say it's good repaired now, and he can go on the south too. Guys, very close to, on the same way of the two leaders, and they can to pass Saint Hélène high pressure. And for the guys and for Neutrogena, we are very sorry for the ghost mode because we get a few problems with the post report tonight, and so the ghost mode can be valid. But they are very close, and they change system. The trade wind change. They lose the trade wind from southeast, and they will go now in the north wind flow to around high pressure for the next day coming.